by three special guests who are experts in digital. We have
My name is Cecilia.
an expert in AI and machine learning. I am Lucinda, a digital transformation consultant, and
My name is Safira.
a human research professional focusing on the role of technology in the workplace. Thank you all for joining today.
Hi Putri, thanks for having me. I'm really excited to discuss such a relevant topic. Technology is affecting almost every part of our lives, including the way we work. So I hope this conversation can provide some valuable insight for everyone listening.
Hey everyone, I'm super happy to be here. As you mentioned, Putri, technology is every so nifty and it's definitely reshape the world of work. I hope today's discussion gives everyone a fresh perspective on how we can adapt to this change.
Hi Putri, thanks for having me. This is short and important and exciting topic to discuss. Especially with how the workplace is affecting so rapidly. I am really looking forward to diving in and sharing my thoughts.
Awesome! Let's get started. Technology is advancing at such a rapid pace, especially with AI, automation, and all the new digital tools emerging. Cecilia, as an AI expert, what would you say are the key benefits that technologies like AI and machine learning bring to the workplace right now?
Great question, Putri. AI and mechanic learning are having a huge impact across many sectors. In the workplace, we can see how AI is automating tasks that used to take up a lot of time, like data analysis, customer service, fraud, chatbots, and even recruitment. For example, many companies are using AI to filter CVs or profile based on how well they match with the job openings. This saves a lot of time and increases the accuracy of selection the best candidates. Additionally, AI is helping the decision making by providing real-time data analysis. For example, if Finnish AI is used to analyze market trends and give investment recommendations.
That's really interesting, Cecilia. So, AI is helping improve efficiency, especially in data repetitive tasks. But, like you mentioned earlier, there's also the ethical side to consider. From instance, can we fully trust decisions made by AI? Or is there a functional or bias? Lucy, from a digital transformation consultant's perspective, how do you see this technology affecting companies? Does every company need to undergo digital transformation now?
That's a great point, Putri. Digital transformation has become a necessity, not just a trend. Every type of company, big or small, needs to adapt to the technologies to remain innovative. It's no longer just about adopting new tools, but about shift the mindset within the organization. For instance, many companies that use set to rely on manual process and efficient basic decision making now have to switch to data-driven decision making and digital collaboration. Digital transformation enables business to
conduct more creative, using code computing to improve team communication or automating system to integrate various additional functions. So yes, every company needs to start transforming digitally, but the every will vary depending on the company needs and trading needs.
Also, Putri, technology has a great impact on every aspect of health, from recruitment to training and employer management. In terms of recruitment, technology allows us to speed up the hiring process. AI for recruitment transform can help see to growth, resume and delivery to smooth stable candidates by using algorithms. Some companies even use AI to educate preliminary interview, saving hours for time. The calling here is making sure that the process is fair and unbiased. In the spirit of training, many companies have adopted learning course from an virtual training, offering more flexibility for employees. For example, employers who work in different locations can as training matter online. However, as people on the technology are hard has to strike a balance between utilizing the and making human connection. Overreaction on the technology can make employers feel isolated. We can affect their motivation and job satisfaction.
That's so important, Safira. Technology can be a great tool, but we need to ensure it doesn't replace the human interaction. That's critical to a positive workplace culture. Cecilia, you mentioned AI in recruitment. Are there other examples of how AI or the technologies are changing the way we work that maybe not many people know about?
Yes, Putri. One interesting example is in the creative industries, like graphic design or context writing. For example, there are platforms that ask AI to automatically generate graphic design based on campaign reference or inputs. There are even tools that can read articles on social media posts based on keywords or topic you provide. While AI can fully replace human writing, it helps accelerate the process and generate new ideas that can be further explored by human designers or traders. In the industry, AI is also starting to be used to analyze scripts and predict the potential success of a movie based on various narrative elements.
That's fascinating, Cecilia. On the border of digital transformation, what's interesting is how technology is enabling entirely new business models. For example, many companies are now adopting remote work or hybrid work models. Thanks to technologies like cloud computing and collaboration tools such as Zoom or Microsoft Teams, this enables companies to reach talent from all over the world, which was not possible before. We're seeing a lot of
members, them those friends in Kalens. Putri, one of the biggest challenges is managing effective communication and making sure the team stay connected. Even software not splashing in the some place. Mean the same is far from home. You can see Excel how the programming so come naturally heavily on communication and collaboration. Tool, it is also essential to keep our children the supporters inflation working independently will still feeling connected to their time. Another big goal is managing work-life balance because at home, those bothering the public commercial need to offer flexibility, but the same time make sure operations stay on track.
Exactly, Sabira. The balance between work and personal life is definitely a new challenge in the age of remote work. Alright, everyone, before we wrap up, do you each have one final tip or advice for our listeners who are building their careers in interestingly technology-driven world?
Kenapa? Menurut
Berarti sampai Dewi guys, ini ya, lihat guys, ini Kak Hazel, Dewi ya, dan Kipun.
Udah ya. For anyone looking to build a career in tech, my advice for this is don't be afraid to start learning new things. Technology is evolving so fast, and we all need to keep up. Like online courses or certificates to improve your technical skills. The key is to never stop learning.
From my perspective, flexibility and adaptability are key. The world of work is constantly changing because of technology, so we need to be open to learning new tools and adapting to new ways of working, embrace change and stay fresh. And that's the real technology is powerful. Don't forget the home seat of work. Relationship, communication, and three are still the foundation of an successful organization as in a tech-driven environment.
Such good advice. Thank you so much, Cecilia, Lucy, and Safira, for sharing your time and insight with us today. I'm sure our listeners will leave this episode with a much clearer understanding of how technology is changing the world of work.
Thanks for having me, Putri. It was a pleasure talking about these important topics.
Thanks again, Putri. I hope everyone enjoyed the conversation and take away some useful insights. Thank you for everything, Putri. I hope this discussion inspires people to keep learning and adapting as technology continues to evolve.
Alright, everyone, let's wrap up today's episode. Don't forget to follow Future Work on your favorite podcast platform for more exciting discussions. Until next time, stay curious and keep evolving with the world of work. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Future Work Podcast. I'm your host, Putri Rosalia, and every day with us is part 1. We've been exploring how technology trends like AI, machine learning, and automation are changing the workplace. But today, we're diving even deeper into the challenges and opportunities that come with these things. adapt to this new world of work? How do we embrace technology without losing the human touch? I'm thrilled to be joined again by our amazing guests, Cecilia, an AI expert, Lucy, a digital transformation consultant, and Safira, an HR professional who is at the forefront of adapting these technologies for workforce management. Welcome back, everyone!
Hi Putri, it's great to be back. We've got to some more to discuss today, and I'm excited to dig deeper into the future of work. Technology is evolving fast, and we need to talk about how to adapt to this change in a balanced way.
Thanks for having me back, Putri. I'm looking forward to continuing the conversation. There's so much to consider about how companies can successfully transform and embrace technology while keeping the people at the heart of it. Hi Putri, this is also to be here again as we move into the second part. I'm excited to dive into some of the real world strategies business. How does to build can derive anything of technology with everything a healthy work culture?
Absolutely alright. Let's pick up where we left off. In part 1, we touched on how AI and automation are transforming industry and the workforce. But today, I want to explore how companies and workers can really embrace these changes while staying grounded in their values. Let's start with you, Cecilia. AS has been a game changer, but there are also concerns around bias in algorithms. How can companies ensure their AI systems are ethical and free?
That's such an important question, Putri. When we talk about AI bias, it's a real issue. AI is only as good as the data it's trained on, and if that data reflects social bias, whether it's gender, race, or tech, those bias can be prevented by the AI system. To ensure AI systems are ethical and fair, companies need to take a proactive approach. First, they must test diverse represented data when training their algorithms. This helps minimize bias. Second, it's critical to have human oversight. AI systems seldom make important decisions in a vacuum. There needs to be continuous auditing and monitoring of AI to ensure it aligns with company values and ethical standards. Also, companies can implement transparency measures such as explaining how the AI works and how the decisions are being made. Finally, involving diverse STEM in the development and oversight of a system can help mitigate potential biases.
That's such a good point. Human oversight is key to ensuring fairness and transparency. But we also need to talk about the pace of change. Lucy, with so many business racing to adopt new technologies, how can companies manage digital transformation effectively? What are the key steps they need to take to ensure success?
Good question, Putri. The pace of digital transformation can be overwhelming, but if done right, it can lead to hard information in economy and information. The first thing company need to do is develop a clear
AI in its position. If employee is why competition is fair, it's important for leaders to engage the team early on and explain the build of the new technology, how it will help the BIMA production, improve the work-life balance, or encourage more opportunity for innovation. Another important step is training and upskilling. Companies can just implement technology and expert employees to fight it out. They need to build training programs that empower employees to make the most out of the new talk. Upskilling is going to be a hard focus for professionals in the coming years.
I completely agree. Without the support and engagement of employees, digital transformation will fall short. Safira, from an HR perspective, how can HR leaders help employees adapt to this change? What strategies can HR department use to ensure employees are ready for the future of work?
That's such a great question. Putri, as peer leaders, we need to focus on reaching all cultures of learning and educatables. We can increase employees to be ready for everything new technology. So, here's loss is to equip them with two goals. So, here roots is to extreme them with the goals. Resource and which is to advance here how we can do them. Number one, training and development. Rusi mentioned this in article. Here, the first need to make training on upskilling property. Number one, angle learning improvements. Here, so score and angle learning improvement where employees feel comfortable exhibiting with new tools and technologies. Number three, encourage collaboration and knowledge sharing. Number four, employees well-being.
You're absolutely right, Safira. This not just about adapting to new technology. It's about making sure employees feel supported and engaged throughout the process. Cecilia, as we continue to explore AI's role in the future of work, do you think AI could one day play a part in achieving good workplace well-being? Could AI be used to monitor and support mental health, for example?
That's a fascinating question, Putri. AI is already being used in some innovation ways to support workplace well-being. For instance, AI can analyze figures in input behavior, such communication frequency, response times, and engagement levels, to provide insight into their well-being. This data can help HR teams identify employees who might This data can help PR teams identify employees who may be at risk of burnout or stress. AI could even provide real-time feedback to employees on how to manage their stress or workload.
It's amazing to think about how AI could help with mental health and well-being at work, but like you say, transparency and ethics are key. Now, Lucy, before we wrap up, let's talk about remote work once again. Why hybrid and remote work models becoming more common?
physical office location for population, syndication, and teamwork, but they let it be those seizing their physical space. The traditional everyone in the office then the model is gone. Model is gone. Instead, we'll see companies offer